All right, this could be it. It's going to be on Kespa's Neo Planet S. We have an 0-2 lead for FXOLoWeLy. In control, lost to one base, all in. Really tough to deal with, especially when you didn't have the scouting information that he needed. But here we go. This could be it. Spawning in the bottom left position. He played a pretty solid first game. Got a really interesting tactic with the Baneling drops on InControl's Colossi. But in game 2, went for a really aggressive play, caught InControl out of his element, and now, well, here we are. He is from FXO Europe, Lowly. And spawning in the top right position after taking a hard loss to MMA. He's trying to pull this game back. He's down to 0-2 once again. It is from Team Evil Geniuses InControl. Kespa Neo Planet S. It's a pretty nice map. I actually really like this. PvZ, we've seen some weird things. We've seen really fast hatcheries here, of course, because you try to abuse mobility of Protoss units. InControl is going to go for that fast scout, going to go for that forge fast expand, most likely again. But I've seen in a lot of Pro League games, we get these situations where it's harder to defend these bases as Protoss players, simply because the units, there's so much space between the bases. But we're going to have another fast pool for Lowly again. He's basically said, I am not going to lose to a cannon rush. He hasn't really committed super hard to this, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd be disappointed or just kind of like, okay, if he just goes for gas play again. InControl wants to stay here and make very sure that he's aware of what's going on here. InControl actually switched up his color that he was playing as for this game. Let me fix that. Could be mind games with the colors, man, but his probe is positioned at the natural, and as soon as the probe leaves, gas taken by Lowly again. So it looks like we're going to see another aggressive play out. And InControl, he really needs to be on top of this. He's moving the probe away, but if he loses that scouting probe, he might just lose this game again due to lack of information. The Nexus has started. The Forge is almost complete. Going to get that cannon soon. But Lowly's gas is done. Not mining it just yet. This he's making some Zerglings, but I'm curious what he wants to do. I guess he wants to just get extra minerals, expand, then mine his gas. Or this could have been just a little ploy in case InControl came back in and scouted it. Maybe try to scare him into thinking he was going to go for something like that. But InControl didn't see it, so he's just going to comfortably park himself by the third base. Try to be aware of what's going on. He's getting his Photon Cannon up, getting that gateway now. And, yeah, pretty solid, normal, very normal opener out of InControl. And the game's kind of looking pretty normal out of Lowly, too. He took the Geyser, not doing anything with it, though. So we're going to have to see what exactly he can do. Now, the Zerglings are going to kill that drone. Probe. And he's going to immediately send out another one. And you don't want to lose too many probes early on when you're scouting. You need to keep them alive, of course. That's one probe that can't mine ever again. That's a lot of lost mining time when you lose probes like this. And there's another probe. InControl's second scout is going to try to go in and see if he expanded this game. But the Zerglings have already damaged the probe. The Queen is there. InControl does see the hatchery, though, so he knows it's not going to be kind of one-base play like the previous match. And see how he responds to this. Like I said, in a pro meta, we've recently seen a lot of Stargate play in PvZ. Another scouting probe is actually going to get spotted by these Zerglings again. Lowly's Overlords. InControl just can't catch a break today. This will be his third scouting probe he's going to have lost, but he should be able to make it home back in time to the cannon. But he's going to have a little bit of difficulty scouting. Now, Lowly is mining his gas. He hasn't taken a third base. We've seen pretty much majority of the games, Lowly likes to go for his infestation pit. He likes to go two-base lair. He really likes going two-base infester. Rarely super fast thirds, rarely mutalisks, and he's just droning up now. So this is what it's kind of looking like. Once he gets enough gas for a lair, I'm fairly certain he'll just throw that down. He's almost at 100 gas. InControl scouting probe will be most likely taken out. He's running for his life, little Proberto, but it is not meant to be. So he's going to send another probe to the bottom right. He's very eager to get that stuff out there. And here we go, the Stargate opening coming out of InControl. Should be taking his additional gas soon if he wants to continue sentry production while getting Phoenix. but maybe he has something else up his sleeve with this pylon he has placed. He's getting another photon cannon, perhaps expecting aggression. There is none coming, but this probe's actually going to get in and scout everything. Did he see the gas of the natural? No, but he will see this lair being produced. Nothing in the way of tech revealed, though, so we're going to have to see what exactly he wants to do. If he keeps the Stargate and doesn't take any of this gas, he could be looking to do some kind of +1 timing. Well, there goes the gas. He could be looking to go for some kind of timing with Void Ray, but nothing really definitive yet out of EGiNControl. He's going to open with a Void Ray, and this is a really aggressive way to play with Stargate, but the thing is, when you get into this kind of position, there's no fast third. And what Void Rays are really good at are killing fast thirds when you don't have creep connected to help queens get over there to defend them. Maybe he hasn't realized just yet that this is exactly how LoWly likes to play his games. He's going for 2-base Infestation Pit. Again, he's getting a Baneling Nest. Again, wouldn't be surprised to see Ventral Sacs and Pneumaticized Carapace. But this Overseer is also going to run in here and get a full scout. And yeah, there's actually the only anti-air here are these 2 sentries, and this Void Ray is going to be heading around towards the third. He's going to try to sneak around and try to possibly snipe a third base, but instead he's just going to run into an Overlord, and he's going to queue it to go right back home. 3 additional gateways going down for EGiNControl. He's going to make that immediate switch into Robotics Facility. Always smart, just in case you force your opponent to go for Hydralisks, although LoWly's style doesn't really seem to care too much about the difference between going for Robo or going for Hydras, going for Robo or going for Stargate, because of course you have the Zerglings and the Infestors. The Infestors can fungal growth any air units. The Zerglings, you know, we saw him make use of the Zerglings very, very well. No Corruptors actually, beating the Colossus Force just using drops and using Infestors, so LoWly's definitely comfortable with what he does. He really likes playing Ling Infestor in both Terran versus Protoss, versus Zerg versus Protoss and Zerg versus Terran. So this Void Ray is going to go up, and usually you want this to snipe a third base, but there is no third here. There is one on the top left position, but now LoWly has a Spore Crawler there. The creep is close enough to connect. He can get queens over there if the third base becomes threatened. And EGiNControl is going to start his Robotics Bay and begin that transition into Colossus. +1 attack on the way. No other upgrades done just yet, so no need for Twilight Council at the moment. He could try to swing in from the side with his Void Ray, but with the Infestors about to come out, he'll most likely lose it, so he's just going to pull home. Possibly just use these Stargate units to take a third base, and I really feel like EGiNControl either needs to take a third or go for a really big push. First Immortal is complete. Going to pick off a Scouting Zergling. He's checking out his third base. That's one of the nice things you can do with these air units, of course. No real risk. You can run out, poke, prod. It's like having a mothership core. You can just kind of go out there, get a feel for what's on the map. Don't have to worry about getting surrounded by Zerglings. But EGiNControl's looking to do a really big push here. He only has +1 attack. I'm not sure I can condone this terribly much. LoWly started. He's actually started his 2-2 and his Ventral Sacs, but he canceled them so he could get out more Infestors and more Zerglings. Good decision. Of course, you always want to have units over upgrades when you start them after you're being pushed, because you want to have more units to deal with the push, get the upgrades afterwards, secure a lead. You don't want to get upgrades and then lose because you were too greedy. So we have Banelings being made by LoWly. I do not believe he has Baneling speed, though, so these aren't going to be able to close distance very well, but there's no Colossus, no area of effect damage. He's going to move in here now. The Void Ray focused down by the Queens. There's a ton of infested Terrans, and it looks like EGiNControl maybe a little bit of tilt taking and not so great engagement here. He's lost pretty much everything. He has an Immortal and a Sentry and a Stalker left, and these Zerglings are going to surround and pretty much kill all of this. There might be enough Zealots here to deal with these Zerglings. I don't think so, though. And the rest of these forces should be able to kill EGiNControl's remaining army. And he once again finds himself very, very far behind against our Zerg opponent. And he's transitioning into Colossus now. He's getting that +1 armor upgrade, but I feel like EGiNControl just really hasn't had a good grip on what LoWly's been doing. Maybe LoWly's been playing a very non-standard Zerg play. For those watching, he hasn't. Ling Infestor this kind of way is not as popular as it used to be. The Baneling jobs definitely not used anywhere near as much as they used to be. We see a lot more heavy Roach play, Roach Hydralisk Corruptors, but EGiNcontrol's going to try to go for a follow-up push. He's managed to bring the supply gap down only 20 difference, but there are no roaches, so there's no like supply tanky units. These are all very, very capable units of fighting EGiNcontrol, and now we have a lot more banelings being made. I still don't think we have baneling speed, no, so with good force fields, the Colossi should be able to do a lot of damage to these units. But here we go, the Colossi throwing in force fields going on, infested Terrans thrown everywhere. These Colossus need to back up. He might be able to save the Colossus, but at what cost? He's going to lose all his Zealots. The sentries are going down, the banelings moving in. It's just 2 Colossi, and now the Zerglings might be able to get us around here. Zealots whipped in from behind and deal some damage, but the Queen's actually stepping forward to attack these Colossi. One of them looks like it's going to fall. The second Colossi able to push this back barely. There's an observer here to clean up creep, but I feel like EGiNcontrol off of 2 bases is not going to be able to produce what he needs to take this force out. We have 2-2 about to complete for Lowly, and we only have 1-1 for EGiNcontrol. And here we go. All these units are stepping up. He's going to fungal the Colossus, so he misses the first fungal. I mean, if he can just fungal the Colossus, he should be able to just get us around with it on the Zerglings and kill it. But the Colossus is barely going to not fall. It's so close. There we go. The Colossus dies. The Zerglings and infested Terrans will mop up these Zealots, and I feel like that's all EGiNcontrol's got. There's the GG. EGiNcontrol is going to fall 0-3 to FXOLoWeLy. Great series, good attempt by EGiNcontrol, but alas, it was not meant to be. Well, guys, that is it, I'm pretty sure. Thank you to the Russian StarLeague SC2TRU.TV, I believe, or SC2TV.RU for putting this on as one of the sponsors.